Overwhelmed? That was me with diabetes. Hey, I'm Jabron. Between teaching and coaching, managing diabetes felt like an extra job. With the Freestyle Libre 3 CGM, I get real-time glucose readings and have the insights to make informed decisions. My life feels lighter now. Learn more at freestylelibre.us.
The views expressed should not be used for medical diagnosis or treatment as a substitute for professional medical advice. Individual circumstances may vary. For prescription only. Safety info found at freestylelibre.us.
Hey there, it's Wayfair here, where delivery and setup are as easy as a few taps on your phone. You're relaxing in an old hammock, scrolling Wayfair's app, when you spot it, a brand new patio set. Next thing you know, Wayfair delivers it right to your patio and sets it up. Oh, you need a new grill too? All right, Wayfair's got you covered. With Wayfair's Room of Choice delivery and fast expert setup on qualifying orders, life gets a little easier. Visit wayfair.com or the Wayfair app.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
It's time to get your morning started with the news you need to know.
News update.
News update.
This is what's trending with DJ and PK. Hashtag NBA.
I'm somewhat grateful because I get to see some negativity that I didn't want, but that just gives more fuel to the fire. I get to see some comments or takes that I didn't even care to see, but it just gives me more fuel to the fire. So all the people that's doubting me, that want me to do this or want me gone or whatever, you turning me into a monster.
Jaylen Brown's got a chip on his shoulder, PK. He finds out not everyone thinks he's good. Not everyone thinks he can go left and finish. Not everyone thinks he's a top dog.
There's no one on the planet who thinks Jaylen Brown is not good. No one.
That's true.
So it's all manufactured.
Oh, I don't think it's all manufactured. Because I think it's about being very good. It's about being great. Are you the second best guy in a championship team? Are you the best guy in a championship team? I think the Pippen analogies you were drawing last week were very good.
Jaylen Brown has not quit once.
That's true. But as far as you want to be recognized as more, but all the credit's going to this person over here.
All the credit is not going anywhere.
I mean, the difference with Pippen is Pippen got
Exaggerating it.
Pippen didn't get paid the way Brown got paid. That's for sure.
It's all manufactured.
You don't think they're going to trade him?
Yes. But his chip on his shoulder is all manufactured, which is fine. Jordan did that all the time.
Yeah,
it's not real, but it doesn't matter. To him, it's real.
I think that if they thought he was as good as he thinks he is, he wouldn't be tradable. They just wouldn't trade him. And the fact they're going to.
You can't have two number ones. It doesn't exist. In the history of the sport, it's never existed.
Magic and Kareem.
No.
That's the outlier.
No.
Magic let Kareem think he was number one. But I'll be number one when it really matters.
There's only one number one. That's, by definition, there can't be. And that's what you have. So Jaylen Brown is drumming up some type of offense against him. And fine, let him do that.
Oklahoma City Thunder retained center Isaiah Hartenstein on a 3-year, $75 million contract extension.
Yeah, and all their big thing on their big payroll, and you're doom and gloom with the Jazz. They got rid of Wiggins and Joe Isaiah. Who cares?
So far.
And Lou Dort. Who cares?
They're deep enough. That's why people believe in them in the long run, that they're deep enough to shed contracts because they were up at like 200.
And the Jazz just need to be deep enough, and they can shed a bunch of peripheral guys too. And they're fine players, but they're not the nucleus.
But the Jazz aren't there yet.
Not even close. So why create that issue that, by your own acknowledgement, they're not even there, but yet you've got in 2 years, Jazz fans, this thing is going to suck because they're all going to have to be traded. Or big-time guys are going to have to be let go.
Well, big-time guys are going to have to be let go.
Except for the Thunder haven't let Joe Isaiah. Or is it Isaiah Joe? I don't know. Who cares? That's the point.
Letting Lou Dort go is letting a starter go. But it did say the Jazz.
Yeah, you get one of five, yes.
Right,
that's
and
true.
I think that's what the Jazz would have to do in a couple of years, is
and
one of five.
If they win a title and have to let somebody the caliber of Lou Dort go, all in favor say aye. Of course.
Aye.
That's not a problem. If that's a problem, sign me the freak up every day and twice on Sundays.
Yes. Did your mom say that a lot?
No, Scotty does.
Okay. The way you did it is the voice you use when you're quoting the sayings from your mom.
No.
Of which she had
Life sucked for her. She wouldn't want signed up for anything.
On Sundays. As PK mentioned, OK did trade Isaiah Joe to the Detroit Pistons in exchange for
OKC. It's not OK.
OKC.
OK traded.
Who? I can't get to Ozzy Osbourne this early in the morning.
The OK traded.
OKC.
Do not derail what the Jazz have been building here.
No, I tend to accelerate
UT
through
will be
it.
fine.
2 future second-round picks is what the Pistons pay to get Isaiah Joe.
Well, it ain't going to be past second-round picks.
Charlotte Hornets trade Miles Bridges, a 2029 first-round pick, and a 2027 second-round pick to the Phoenix Suns for Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neal, and a 2033 first-round pick. So if you're one of those people who follows former Jazz men, well, there go 2 of them in that deal. Charlotte's shaking it up. Guess they thought they'd capped out. Didn't want to run it back with that group and see what they had. They are making moves left and right.
Well, I think they want Kobe White to start there over Ball.
Yeah.
So they've slided in Bridges. I mean, he's got a sordid past.
Yep. Warriors reportedly interested in signing LeBron James as a free agent this summer. Hopes of reuniting him with Anthony Davis, per Yahoo Sports' Kevin O'Connor. The move to add AD means a trade with the Wizards, which would probably have to feature Jimmy Butler and draft picks.
Who cares? Does that move the needle at all?
Celebrity, and as far as are they going to challenge for the championship, I would think not. I think they're still clearly on a tier. They'd be better if everyone were healthy, which is a big question mark. But even if everyone is healthy, I think they'd still be on a tier below Oklahoma City and San Antonio.
Who'd want Jimmy Butler at this stage?
The Wizards, because he's an expiring contract. He's done in 1 year, whereas AD's signed for multiple. So they get out from under the big salary and presumably go get somebody else.
Well, you got to keep him for a year, so
yep.
You want to win. I mean, who would want Jimmy Butler? It makes no sense.
NBA announced the Jazz and Wizards will open the Las Vegas Summer League against one another, so it's Darryn Peterson versus A.J. Devonta for the first time as pros.
You acted like that was, that's the key to that deal. Well, if I got to have Jimmy Butler for another year, that means A.D. is 1 year closer to being expired himself.
Yeah, but he's not
and I'd
done.
rather have him than Jimmy Butler. It's not a good move.
Maybe the deal won't happen. AD is signed for 2 years.
Right. Yeah. So that if you can wait 1 year on Jimmy Butler, you can wait one more year on AD.
Maybe you don't want to wait one more year. Be done in 1, not in 2, because you don't think you're going to win with either one of them. Butler's hurt.
Then why the hell did you trade for Anthony Davis in the first place if you didn't think you were going to win with him?
That's a great question.
It doesn't add up.
That's a great question. Somebody thought it was a good idea, and that somebody isn't you, it isn't me, and it isn't Yock. But somebody thought it was a good idea.
Well, I don't think it's a bad idea.
I think you do think it's a bad idea.
I think getting Jimmy Butler is a bad idea. I'd rather have Anthony Davis for 2 than Jimmy Butler for 1.
I think I'd rather have them both for 0. And since that isn't an option for the Wizards anymore because they made that AD trade that I don't get.
Well, the other thing is the Wizards are
better 1 than 2.
Already talking about extending AD. He's an eligible extension in August.
They want him.
Okay. Well, he's 33 and he's been hurt a lot. It seems like he's going to be hurt a lot more. And his salary's $58 million, going to $62. And Yock, to your point about extension, where does it go from him? Maybe they get a Rudy Gobert kind of deal because Gobert did a 3-year deal where he lowered the amount of money he got. I don't know if AD's to that point in his life yet.
It's a little different, I think.
Yeah. If they can give him the extension and get the number down, then that's more intriguing. But you just can't count on him being healthy. DJ and PK.
Hashtag NFL.
I didn't play great in the Super Bowl. Like, I missed, way too many throws, and we still won. Our defense balled out, and I didn't turn the ball over, which helped. But, dude, to, win the Super Bowl that way, I was, kind of bummed.
Kind of bummed when he won the Super Bowl. couldn't fully enjoy it. Is that just something you say later? If we go back and find the video of him, is it going to look like he's
Well, you better say who's
thrilled?
saying it.
That's Sam Darnold. Well, he's the only guy who threw passes in the Super Bowl and won it.
Great, and you know that, and every listener knows that.
Well, now they do.
We're speaking to them, not to you.
Hi, listeners. Canadian Football League will not allow former Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby to play in the CFL this year. Quote, upholding the integrity of the league and ensuring fair competition are paramount to the CFL. The allegations involving Brendan Sorsby are serious and concerning. That's the statement from the CFL. Buffalo Bills will not honor O.J. Simpson in their new stadium. The others who are part of the team's Wall of Fame will be honored in the stadium. Simpson likely the only one who will not be.
Yeah, I think if you butcher 2 people and destroy the lives of many others, I'm okay with that.
Gonna let that drop by the wayside in the new building.
Do you think he slaughtered 2 people?
I think he did it.
Yeah.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag college football. Hashtag Major League Baseball.
Swung on, hit high in the air, right center field, pretty deep. Ewing back, track, wall, gone, number 30. Kyle Schwarber puts the Phillies on top with a 2-run turnaround homer here in the top of the 7th.
Swing a line drive to right field, base hit, ball game over. The Red Sox have swept the Yankees. The final 5-4.
Well, last week you said you were amazed that the Yankees keep winning without Aaron Judge.
You kept asking me for like 13 days in
a
row.
And you said that really amazes you.
I know, so you would stop talking about it.
Well, now I can because they lost 4 in a row and they came back down to earth. They were 12-5 without him. This is not who they are. There's actually a great stat on Aaron Judge. He's basically worth 10 wins a year to the Yankees. That is a lot of impact for a guy who gets to bat, once every 2 or 3 innings. We're almost to golf, and it just ended. We're watching here live in the studio.
1 freaking hole.
Yeah, well. So Jared Durant walks things off for the Red Sox, and now the Yankees are 12-9 without Judge, having lost 4 in a row. Kyle Schwarber hit his MLB best 30th homer of the season as the Phillies beat the Mets 5-4.
The Bambino, part 2.
Right? Nobody in Phillies history has 30 home runs through 84 games, except for Kyle Schwarber, who's done it this year. He's actually got 5 more home runs than everybody else in the major leagues. Hunter Goodman, Jordan Alvarez, Byron Buxton on 25, and Schwarber's on 30. Padres lost 2 out of 3 to the Dodgers. Dodgers now up by 10, just pulling away, disappearing over the horizon. Salt Lake Bees split a 6-game series with Albuquerque. They lost the finale 11-5. Vegas and the Bees tomorrow. It's kicking off a new 6-game series here in Utah. All right. Ready to hit the golf yacht since the playoff is over.
Hashtag golf.
Scotty Scheffler, Victor Hovland, sudden death playoff Travelers Championship. That was a lot of drama at 18 last night, PK. That was pretty sweet. Victor Hovland wins it here. They're interviewing him now. He had a chance to win it last night. Somehow that putt crawled around the hole and stayed out. And Scheffler made a tough comebacker, but Hovland, you saw more of the shots here. What was the key to this hole?
The birdie putt went in.
How long was it?
It was probably 6-7 feet.
Yeah.
And Scheffler was probably 5-6 feet. Scheffler and Hovland went first, and it snuck in the right side. And then Scheffler stood over it, backed away, which as soon as you do that, you're toast.
That's bad news.
Yeah. And he missed it left.
Victor Hovland wins the Travelers Championship. Scotty Scheffler with a lot of second and third place finishes this year. He's winning a lot of money. He's playing really well, but he is not winning a lot of tournaments. Certainly not at the clip he did the last couple of years. DJ and PK.
Now this would be a lovely time to score a goal if you're Canadian. Schaffelberg, away by Ocon. On the strike from Eustachio!
Canada with a late goal, stoppage time. They shut out South Africa. That was the only goal of the game. They win. They advance to the round of 16. They are pumped in Canada. The rest of the knockout play starts today. Just one game yesterday. Brazil and Japan at 11 a.m., Germany and Paraguay, and then the Netherlands and Morocco. U.S. coming up on Wednesday. DJ and PK.
Hashtag NHL.
Utah Mammoth trade forward J.J. Peterka to the Boston Bruins for 2 first-round picks. They did that Friday. One this year, one's a couple of years out. Then they immediately took that number 23 pick they just acquired, and they sent it to Detroit for goaltender Sebastian Casa. So we were talking about what are they going to do for a goalie. There you go. Somebody to join Vejmelka. He was a 15th pick in the draft, a first-rounder in his own right, but he's 23, I think. So he's
considered the top prospect, but they have 2 goalies who are that for Detroit, so they picked one. And
Detroit keeps one and moves one.
The other.
Yeah, moves one to Utah. Utah also traded their number 19 pick and a 3rd-round pick and moved up 2 spots to take Ethan Belchets, who is only 18 years old and scheduled to go to Michigan State. And speculation that he'll be there for more than 1 year. He is huge. 6'5", 230 as an 18-year-old. As Bill Armstrong values making that team bigger and more physical. That's a guy who's plenty big enough. Utah's Prospects Camp gets underway 10 a.m. today at the Utah Mammoth Ice Center in Sandy. San Jose Sharks made draft history, taking a 7'1" Moldovan defenseman, Alexander Karmenov, in the 7th round. He's going to stay in junior hockey and go to Penn State, so he's a ways away, but a 7'1" hockey player. Unreal. Coming up, more hockey with Mike Folta, Utah Mammoth radio voice. He's going to join us at 9 o'clock this morning. Steve Cleveland, former Cougar coach, at 8 o'clock. We'll talk about the Jazz draft and then look ahead to free agency and trade scenarios for the Utah Jazz with Steve Cleveland. That's what's trending. Brought to you by Shamrock Plumbing. No job too big or too small. Get the personal touch with Shamrock Plumbing. The question of the day is next. Stay with us.
3, 2, 1. This is Scotty G and Coach Tim LaCombe.
Joining us now, it is Kurt Heelan, NBC Sports Pro Basketball Talk.com.
You mentioned Walker Kessler, and what do you make of that? What do you read between the lines, I guess?
This is, look, it sucks to be a restricted free agent in the modern NBA because your leverage is largely gone if the team that has your rights lets it be known they're going to re-sign you, which is rightfully what Utah is doing. Does it drive down his market? Yeah, that's kind of the point too. But the reality is they're not letting him go. They can match and force a sign and at worst force a sign and trade and get back other things they want. So I think this is the agent trying to, man, we're not happy. At the end of the day, the sides will come to a number and agree to it. And if he's really frustrated, you push for a shorter deal. You try to get back on the market sooner, and maybe Danny's good with that, and you figure something out.
Catch Scotty G and Coach weekdays from 10 to 2. Presented by Mountain Land Supply on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
You want to get your backyard summer ready, but you don't want to break the bank? Wayfair gets it. Planning on dining al fresco or relaxing poolside? Wayfair has everything you need to prep your space. Shop now and save up to 70% off during Wayfair's 4th of July clearance. Score huge deals on outdoor furniture, area rugs, and more. We're talking thousands of products for every style and budget. Plus, surprise flash deals July 6th. Don't wait. Shop Wayfair's 4th of July clearance now through July 6th at wayfair.com.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Join Scotty G and the coach Tim LaCombe tomorrow from 10 to 2 at Tim Dolly Mazda, 10785 South Automall Drive in South Jordan. DJ and PK, it is time for the question of the day. Darryn Peterson's Mamba mentality tat, now available on social media. What better role model is there as a player? And PK, this just reopens an old wound, one that really, I don't think people stop talking about until he's played 82 games in there in the playoffs.
What's the wound?
Him sitting out at Kansas, just tons of people bringing it up. William, bro should have gotten the Kawhi Leonard tattoo instead. Chase, super fake, come on.
What?
Michael, yeah, because Mamba mentality checks out of games and does load management in high school. To which Antoine says, you meant college.
Wait, but that's not the point there, is that Kobe Bryant is his, what do you call it?
Well, I would say it was his it was his favorite player as a kid, and as he got better, he's clearly trying to channel him in his game.
Yeah, well, yeah. But the question is, what better role model? As a ball player, can you come up with a better role model? You can come up with some really good ones, but I don't know that you can come up with a better one.
5-time champion, loved to compete at both ends of the floor, hit big-time shots. If you just want to boil it down to some basics, those are some good boxes to check right there.
He gave everything he had to the game. He cheated the game out of nothing. He had such respect for the game that he put all that he had into it. That's pretty good, man, if you're asking me. And even if you're not asking me, you don't have to ask me because my name's on the show. So ha, ha, ha.
Now that you mention it.
I think that's an outstanding
It's really the
model.
perpetual ask. You don't need to be asked once they slap your name. It's just understood you've been asked.
True. You're going to hear what I have to say whether you like it or not. So sit down and shut up. And listen, you got no choice. Once you turn on our station, you're forced to hear what I have to say.
What are you going to do? We'll just sit here quietly and just. When I was doing college radio with somebody, and they messed up the board, and so the tape was rolling. They're trying to play an interview that was taped, and it wasn't going over there. It was quiet, and I said, "Well, you gotta hit this button lever thingy right here." They're like, "Well, it's okay. Some people like quiet." I'm like, "Yeah, but those people don't turn on the radio." Come on, man.
No, I had several people, was it a couple of weeks ago, in the 6 o'clock hour. I turned on the radio and their station didn't hear anything. And I said, there was a little issue.
Technical difficulties.
So, Kobe Bryant, I hold him as a ball player. We're speaking as a ball player here, in the highest regard. And you know who else did?
Phil Jackson.
Jerry Sloan.
Jerry Sloan. Okay. I mean, we could go through a long list of basketball lifers.
But everybody in this state, even if you've gotten here in the last 5 years, if you're an NBA person, you hold Jerry Sloan in the highest regard.
Right.
Who never, for 40-some years, cheated the game out of anything. And these guys get paid enormous amounts of money now. Not that Jerry did, but I'm talking about now. And the one thing we take from it is if they ball out, then the money, which is so outrageous, doesn't really faze us. It's when they cheat the game, they cheat themselves, they cheat their teammates, they cheat the fans, then it becomes obnoxious.
The people who are given 70%, that's when the money gets discussed.
Yes.
But the people who are just bringing it, no one complains about what the Joker makes because nobody thinks that guy's cheating the game. Nobody complains about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, what he makes. Nobody thinks he's cheating the game. So, yeah, you can go on down the line.
So if you ball out, then every fan feels good about that. And it doesn't matter that he was with the Lakers, he had the off-the-court stuff. I am talking about between the lines. The jersey, color, name, doesn't matter. That man, for 18 years, whatever it was, he left it all out there. And yeah, he was a phenomenal player, and that elevates him into a different stratosphere. But I'm not really talking about that stratosphere.
Well, to your point, there are guys who have to give of themselves that much to be the eighth best guy on a team, or to stay in the league 10 years.
Right.
They don't cheat the game. You squeeze every last ounce out of it. Jacques Vaughn did whatever he could to stay in the NBA as long as he could. And he wasn't going to be Kobe no matter how hard he worked.
Right. But that's another story.
Right.
Now, if you want to talk about ball playing ability, oh my gosh, if Darryn Peterson gets anywhere near what Kobe Bryant did, then wow, that's the greatest pick that the Jazz have ever made, and he might be the best player of all time in franchise history.
The thing that stood out in all his comments were when he was talking about the defensive end of the floor, competing in the defensive end of the floor. To me, that's the thing that stands out about Kobe, because there's a lot of guys who score points and a lot of guys who hit big shots. But if you watched a Lakers game, you could see, and you didn't have to watch 10,000 NBA games to know a lot about the sport. You could see how hard Kobe would compete at the defensive end of the floor. And I think Jerry Sloan probably loved a lot of things about Kobe, but I'm sure Jerry noticed that and loved that. And Peterson is a super smooth scorer. I don't think anybody has questions about the offensive game. If he wants to compete like that at the defensive end of the floor as a 6'5" guy with a massive wingspan, he's going to have a huge impact. He's going to have a big-time impact. And when your best player, practices hard, your best player hits the weight room hard, your best player defends hard, that pushes all the other guys. Now, he's got to be the best player, right? But we think he's got a ton of ability, and now he's talking about having this mentality, and you better have it at the defensive end of the floor. Kobe did. And then if you've got it, other people have to have it. And that's encouraging. Now, as you would say about Greg Ostertag back in the day, it's just words right now. Let's go see it for 82 games. But all you can do at a press conference is the words. And he said the right stuff. Now you got to go back it up. And we'll all watch in this. We'll have Summer League games. We'll have 3 in Salt Lake, and then however many he plays in Vegas. There could be another 5, 6, 7 there. How hard does he compete defensively? It's easy to say it, and it's easy to do it, the first time for the first quarter. But that was the magic of Kobe, as Kobe was sustaining that game after game, month after month, year after year. We saw him come in here his whole career. And to your point, he didn't cheat the game. Yeah, he might have shot air balls, but he was battling at the other end of the floor. And we all know the shots don't always go in. Old. Yeah, the shots don't always go in, but you got to battle at the other end of the floor.
You think then there'll be no problem offensively?
That's the least of my worries. I mean, I probably shouldn't say that because lots of good players can have issues at times, but I really don't see what it's going to be with him. I think
at times.
You're on one today. You're in prime form. We're
at
times. No, I'm really not worried about the offensive end of the floor. I mean, I know it could happen. He's just starting out, and I shouldn't take things for guaranteed. But I think the thing I've heard that I don't know is the whole thing about how dominant he was on the ball in high school and how much he wants to get back to that in college.
Well,
and he alluded to it, that in college he played more off the ball, which, I mean, I think he's fine at, but he's also really good on the ball. So why not mix it up? That's all we ever hear is give the team multiple looks.
Well, I mean, he'll have the ball.
I know.
In order to score, you have to have the ball.
Right, but does he get to start the offense and run pick and rolls and score in that situation as opposed to sitting on the other side of the court waiting for someone to give him the ball?
Well, go get the ball.
I suspect he will. I suspect he'll just be given the ball for stretches of the game. Can't know anything. He hasn't even played a summer league game yet. But yes, these are the things I expect or suspect. Or give me another word.
Well, I think his prospects are pretty good.
Nice.
I think he'll be able to do and you have to allow for growth, though.
Yeah.
It's not going to be game one immediately. And, to what level of growth remains to be seen. It could be a few games. It could be a few months.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't go as far as a few years. If it's a few years, then you got a problem. But you have to see how he fits in. I do think in some of my conversation over the weekend, that we'll never know this because it didn't come to pass. But through information of reliable that I believe, if they had the number 1 pick, they would have taken Darryn Peterson.
They convinced themselves of that.
I believe. Now, I haven't seen the handwriting like we saw with Taylor Hendricks.
But you believe a list exists.
And he was number 1 on that list.
Interesting.
Yes.
It's plausible to me. I don't know that. I think you got better info here. I'd love to guess where you got it.
But at the same time, they won't have to answer to that because it didn't happen.
No, it's true. It didn't.
And so even if they had him, I'm not necessarily saying most resoundingly guaranteed they would have taken him because you could still change. But I believe he was number 1 on their list for what that's worth. And right now it doesn't matter anyway. But
all they have to answer for now is Peterson better than Boozer? Is Peterson better than whoever? You can go down the list.
Was he the right pick?
Right. Was he the right pick? Yeah. They don't have to answer for DeBonce.
Well, I mean, in a sense they do because they could have traded for DeBonce. If DeBonce blows up as a top 5 all-time player, then we're splitting hairs a little bit here. Yeah. And if Peterson does his thing, then you're not really worried about that. But I believe their intelligence led them to think that he was the number one player on their list. And so I think that immediately when we saw the fist pump being number 2, that they knew they would get either or. And they were extremely comfortable with either or. And I think they also thought that Washington was going to go with the popular pick to take him number 1, Dabonsa.
Yeah.
So then they didn't have to worry about it. Because I do think they'll never admit that, but I do think these drafts, it's amazing how they tend to go real close to the order that the 75 mock drafts have out there. And it's like, whoa, everybody says we should take him, so let's take him.
There's a feedback loop there.
And now in social media more than ever.
Yep.
Everything is available all the time.
Those early mock drafts, they get the word from a few people, and then it just keeps getting perpetuated, and when push comes to shove.
Yeah. What does that mean? Hopefully for them and for the fan base, it means great things. Because going into the draft of the Enes Kanter draft and Alec Burks draft, whatever year that was, 2011, I think it was. I'm pretty sure that's when it was. When I walked into the arena that night, because we were broadcasting from the floor of the arena across the street, that I got the information immediately that if Kanter was available, they were going to take him, and they were very confident in all that, and it didn't work. So for what it's worth, and that was a blown pick. I don't think this will be a blown pick by any stretch.
Well,
but I like
pick,
the fact that they think that he was their guy.
Yeah. With Kanter, they were going off basically an all-star game and didn't get to play in college, whereas we saw Peterson play in college.
Which actually hurt him.
the part where he sat, yes. But when we watched him play against BYU, didn't you think this is a guy who's going to score a lot of buckets in the NBA?
I think he is the definition of smooth jazz, and I don't think that you got to let him get his bearings.
Sure.
I think he is easily, if there's such a thing, which I don't think there is such a thing, but the point being is that he can accumulate 20 points, and you're gonna think he barely broke a sweat. It's something that just comes natural, and he has the ability to do all these types of things in the manner of scoring, whatever form outside of the sky hook or something that involves putting the ball in the basket, he can do. Now, nobody plays with their back to the basket anymore, so I'm talking about at his position, that as a wing guy, however you think a wing guy should be able to score, he can and will be able to do that. To me, the only thing that's going to derail him is himself, outside of injury. I don't think anybody purposely tries to get injured. And I'm not saying that he's going to have any character issues, but he's never been this. Whatever he's about to undergo, it's never been to this level. Because now the spotlight, the money, the temptation, all the perils that go along with celebrity are available to him if he so chooses. And hopefully for him and the team, and most especially for him, that he does not fall prey to any of that. But I believe the only thing that's going to derail him is going to be himself. And I'm not saying he's going to do that by any stretch. And to what level? Are we talking 20 points a game? Are we talking guaranteed lock all-star? Are we talking Hall of Fame? Are we talking all-time player? That's what we're going to discover over the next 15 years.
Well, that would be good. Those are the discussions we want to have. And as far as all that downside stuff, that's the downside stuff that the teams are supposed to be doing research on to find out.
Yeah, but the kid has never been. Any of these kids have never been in these positions.
They've never had this much money. Yeah. They've never had this much fame. And they've never been as this big a target for people who are thinking whatever bizarre / evil / They've never had this many people coming with a handout.
Right. You've got highly accomplished players on the Jazz. But when the season starts, not necessarily all eyes, but most definitely a significant portion of the eyes are going to be on him, no matter where he plays. Right here in the arena across the street, when he goes to Los Angeles, when he goes to Arizona, when he goes to Denver, when he goes to New York, blah, blah, blah. People are going to go to the arena and want to see what this kid is about.
Yeah. It's right out of the gate.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason that the Wizards are playing the Jazz in this in the time slot they are. It's like ESPN televises the Summer League, and like we want the number 1 and number 2 picks to go head to head.
Sure. Summer League.
I know, but it starts right away and it never stops.
But it'll intensify in October.
Yes, and it'll keep growing from there.
I can see this year, even though the franchise hasn't accomplished anything with these group of players, I can see them playing Christmas Day. And
because of his
stature.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a name. He's a name. He hasn't scored a point in the NBA, but it doesn't matter. He's still a name. And they can anticipate the Jazz being a good team.
That's what I was about to say.
And watch. People will want to watch this team. The Angels have a name. Ryan Smith is on every national program that he could possibly be on.
Peterson's got a name.
Yeah. Right. I think Jaren Jackson has a name. And if you follow the league, Kenta George has got a little bit of a name.
Yeah.
Markkanen's got a name. Kessler, the Lakers want Kessler, so that's going to elevate his profile.
And they need a third of the league on Christmas Day. 5 games, 10 teams out of the 30 have to play.
My guess is it'll be if
Lakers, Knicks.
Well,
those two.
I'm talking about the opponent.
Oh.
Yeah, my guess it would be the late game, maybe against the Warriors, or and they'll probably be on the road.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a sign of growing expectation. You've got to be a story. Bless their hearts, Charlotte isn't being played on Christmas Day. Now maybe they will now. They're a good team, but they haven't been. And it's been a while since the Jazz have been, and I think that part of the reason will be because of Darryn Peterson.
Yeah, and I like what you said about the road game. As Jazz fans consider, wait, am I going to end up season ticket holders? Am I going to have a game to Christmas Day? I'd guess not.
I wouldn't think so. You haven't earned that yet.
Right. That's the thing, is that in the NBA circles, the players, the coaches, and all that are all like, hey, I get we have to play on the road, but we don't have to play. And LeBron made a thing of this early in his career. He got sent on the road several years in a row. I don't remember how many. He's like, oh, I get it, but don't we get to be at home once in a while? And they're like, yeah, that's actually a good point. Don't put them on the road every year. So when you're new to the Christmas Day time slot, the odds of you going on the road go way up. Because to your point, like the Lakers and Warriors are playing Christmas Day all the time. They got to give them some home games. It's Steph Curry and LeBron, regardless of where they finish in the standings. People want to watch the stars.
Yeah. So I see them being on there, and he'll be a reason. So how does he handle whatever celebrity he's had? And he's had some good stuff. It's going to magnify and multiply beyond his, not comprehension, but beyond his experience that he's had. All right?
The spotlight will get brighter.
Yeah, and then the Kobe tat and the sleeve of tats that you decided you needed to do, that's going to draw attention.
It already has, and it will continue to.
Yeah, and you want Kobe as a role model. Great. I don't believe you can pick a better one in terms of what Kobe Bryant gave to the game. That's one of the things about Kobe Bryant dying, and obviously it sucks all the way around, but what Kobe Bryant was going to contribute to the game as a retired player and contribute to women's sports because of his daughters playing and all that stuff, we as a society, we suffered a loss. Now, obviously, his family suffered a tremendous loss forever and ever and all that stuff. But just us, because he was of the mindset to give back.
The deal he cut with ESPN where he was doing these film breakdown segments for him, I found those really interesting. They were really well done. And they got to stuff that people don't necessarily talk about players and teams and trends and stuff. They were really good. If Peterson, under the whole, hey, I want to follow in Kobe's footsteps kind of deal, man, if he seizes on the film room that way, back to your point about not cheating the game, and just analyzing, breaking down teams and tendencies just so you have one more edge to get one more bucket or get one more stop, that'd be a big, big deal. And it was pretty clear that Kobe took that to a very high level. When you watch those pieces, they were really good. Really interesting. So hopefully he seizes on that too. All right, DJ and PK, Steve Cleveland coming up at the top of the hour. Mike Folta at 9 o'clock on the Utah Mammoth and their draft. So what do you got? You got a story here?
I got multiple stories.
Really? You want to give them the list of celebs?
It was a jam-packed weekend.
A lot of celebs in your life?
I got a Kevin Young. I got a Kenny Dillingham. I got somebody over at the Jazz administration who I want to poke. I've got a golf story, another woman's golf story. BYU women's golf, former BYU women's golfer.
All right.
All rolled into one.
How many stories can PK wedge into the next segment after a big weekend? We'll find out next. Stay with us.
You want to get your backyard summer ready, but you don't want to break the bank? Wayfair gets it. Planning on dining al fresco or relaxing poolside? Wayfair has everything you need to prep your space. Shop now and save up to 70% off during Wayfair's 4th of July clearance. Score huge deals on outdoor furniture, area rugs, and more. We're talking thousands of products for every style and budget. Plus, surprise flash deals July 6th. Don't wait. Shop Wayfair's 4th of July clearance now through July 6th at wayfair.com.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
The KSL Sports Zone and BI Meals are honoring people that impact youth sports in our communities. Nominate the youth sports volunteer for the BI Meals Hero of the Week at KSLSports.com/contest and listen every Thursday afternoon to Jake and Ben for the winner. It's the BI Meals Hero of the Week. All right, you're going to reel these stories off in chronological order. You're going from least intriguing to most intriguing, alphabetical order. What are you thinking?
Oh, I rarely think. I just shoot from the hip, buddy.
Okay, fire away.
I'm going to go back to JT, the traffic babe. How was your weekend, DJ?
Yeah, it was good.
And you can't say, well, I worked. You always rained on a parade. You couldn't have just said something. You didn't work from the time you woke up to the time you went to bed. But for years, she would ask, all bubbly, how was your weekend? I worked. You were such a sourpuss. And now you could fly high. You can trip to light fantastic. Your weekends are free and available. And so are mine a lot of the times, especially this time of year. So, man, I did a lot of great stuff. Went to the Sundance. They have concert series on the weekends, and I went to it for the first time thanks to Chad Lineball.
Hooking you up.
Sammy's brother.
Yeah.
And I'm there. Oh, three people who you wouldn't think would be famous, but in terms of songwriting, they're extremely famous.
Mm-hmm.
Written a lot of songs that two men and a woman that they have many people have covered to the point of having #1 hits. It was awesome being up there. First time I'd been up there was just freaking incredible. And one of the ushers comes up to me, "Hey, you gonna tell some sports stories before the concert?" I said, "Oh man, I tell you, what a crowd! What a crowd!" And I was there Saturday, and he told me Kevin Young was there Friday.
All right.
Kevin Young, relaxing. Good for KY.
Likes a little music.
Time out on the town with the sweetie, I assume.
Day night.
Yeah. And then I was in line to get a bottle of water. Guy says to me, "Hey, you know who was here last week?" I said, "I do not." And he said, Kenny Dillingham was there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
He told me, he said, "I thought he was here for Puka Nakua's camp, but apparently he had a wedding he was attending in the area and came up. So KD and KY.
It's the coach's getaway spot.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. And we're going to have Steve Cleveland coming up next. I saw his son there, Casey.
Nice.
I hadn't seen him in many years. He was around the team 30 years ago. We chatted. So a great time up at Sundance. Yeah. And I even overlooked the fact that it took a bit to get the car because the guy was clicking my key, expecting the lights and the horn to beep.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my wife's car. We took my car.
Hence, there will be no lights and no beeping when you push that button.
Yes.
Doesn't have the range to get you back to your religious neighborhood in Sandy.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And he fessed up because, man, it did take a little bit of time. But it was no problem. I mean, it was a beautiful night. We had no traffic getting down the hill and over there to 8th North and on the I-15, and away we go. But he did acknowledge that. And then I looked at the little sticker. Of course, it was dark at that point. It did say red Nissan. Not the other one, but nevertheless, that was the only little hiccup. Great night, great. I would advise anybody who wants to go. And also over the weekend, had an opportunity to go golf Wasatch, and I got hooked up with a younger couple, and the gal puts the tee into the blue tees on the first hole, and I think, oh boy, she must be good. She's really good.
Back 2 tees from where you expected her to put the tee.
Yeah, she played the combos up there at the lake course, and she was outstanding. Very boring. Now, not as a human being, but as a golfer. No, but
you're talking about middle of the fairway, on the green, 2-putt par.
Her last name, there's no way that I could begin to pronounce it. The first name.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
How many? Let me say the name one more time. Let's give people.
Yeah, first name is Anik. She's from Vegas. I told her I would talk about her.
Hackowitz? Hackzkiewicz.
Her father, who is deceased, actually they did a Deep Blue thing on that. You can go look it up. Her father was from Poland. So that's, and I said, I told her, I said, but she grew up in Vegas. They were entertainers in Vegas. And I said, wow, people would have thought, wow, I'm surprised. How come you don't have an accent? But she's an American young lady. And just a great golfer. Big time, man. Bomb it down the fairway, put it on the green, and 2-putt. It's funny, on one hole. She had a birdie on a par 5, and then the next hole, she 3-putted and stormed off. You could tell.
No 3-putts.
You could tell she was upset. And we actually had the same putt, only she was about a foot longer than mine, and she went racing it by, which then allowed me to take off.
Oh, yeah, I better go easy on this.
And I had a tap-in par. And she missed the comeback and just had the putter where you can get the ball and pick it up. And she didn't run off it, but you could tell she was mad. So in the next hole, she had probably about a 20-footer. For birdie, and I thought to myself, oh, she's going to make it because she's still steamed.
Right, still steamed. Did she?
Yeah, oh yeah. And I said, oh yeah, I noticed you're not storming off the green this hole, so we got a little laugh. But she works for the Utah Mammoth in premium experiences.
No.
And I told her, I said, hey, listen, man, there's a guy over there who's over all this stuff. His name's Chris Barney. If he ever gives you any crap, you just call me.
What'd she say about that?
You know Chris Barney? Yeah, I used to work with him many years.
Yeah.
When he was a youngster. And he had a little hair.
A little, not a lot, but a little.
I said, well, don't you let him give you any crap. Because you tell me, and I'll take care of it.
Nice.
And she's thinking, okay, old man. But it was super fun to play. I love playing with females who are really good, or females who just love the game, because they are fun to play with, man. And as far as being excellent, wow, what a player. Yeah, I can see why she was a college golfer. Outstanding.
DJ PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. When we come back, Steve Cleveland, former BYU basketball coach, joins us. We'll talk Mammoth hockey with Mike Folta, radio voice of the Mammoth, at 9 o'clock. Lots of trades and drafts and picks they could have used but didn't. We'll talk with Mike about that coming up at 9. Steve Cleveland's next. Stay with us.
You want to get your backyard summer ready, but you don't want to break the bank? Wayfair gets it. Planning on dining al fresco or relaxing poolside? Wayfair has everything you need to prep your space. Shop now and save up to 70% off during Wayfair's 4th of July clearance. Score huge deals on outdoor furniture, area rugs, and more. We're talking thousands of products for every style and budget. Plus, surprise flash deals July 6th. Don't wait. Shop Wayfair's 4th of July clearance now through July 6th at wayfair.com.
Wayfair, every style, every home.